Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Jeremiah, and this is my TED Talk. So, my TED Talk is basically going to talk about the different leadership approaches that was faced with a big company such as Microsoft in 2014. So, I'm going to read off my manuscript because I'm not really good at talking, but I wrote it down. So, in 2014, Microsoft was in trouble. For over a decade, the company had been led by Steve Ballmer, a high-energy, fiercely confident CEO. Ballmer was known for his bold leadership. He was competitive and convinced he knew what was best for the company. But under his watch, Microsoft became very corrupt. It missed huge opportunities in mobile, cloud computing, and innovation. Employees described a toxic, cutthroat culture where teams competed against each other rather than collaborating and helping one another. Then came Satya Nadella, a soft-spoken engineer widely seen as less charismatic and not a natural leader or not a social person. Unlike Ballmer, he openly admitted when he didn't know something. He encouraged employees to challenge ideas and focus on learning rather than dictating people for making bad decisions. Many doubted whether he had the confidence to lead one of the world's biggest tech companies. Yet, within a few years, Microsoft transformed under his leadership, becoming one of the most valuable companies in the world. Employees' morale soared, innovation returned, and Microsoft stocks tripled. So, how does it turn out? Humility, not confidence, is the key to great leadership. So, we assume that great leaders need to be bold, confident, and always in control. And yes, these are traits that great leaders should have, but research tells us something different. Leaders who acknowledge their weakness, listen to their teams, and remain open to learning are actually the most effective. And I'm going to go a little bit off the manuscript that I wrote. I feel that this is very true because leaders, like great leaders, you have to listen to constructive criticism and you need to learn from your mistakes. You have to have an open opinion. If you're just going to be, I know everything and I know the best answer, then you're not going to be a great leader and people are not going to want to listen to you and be around you. Great leaders evolved. And also, I wrote about this in our discussion boards with the Esther story and King Xerxes. I know a lot of people don't like King Xerxes, but me personally, I like him because he evolves his leadership style. He went from being manipulated to learning his mistakes and ended up being a good leader to me at the end of the day. Now I'm going to go back to my manuscript. A study in administrative science quarterly found that humble leaders, those who ask for input, admit mistakes, and create their teams, create more innovative and engaged workplaces. Their employees feel empowered, take ownership, and perform at higher levels. On the other hand, research in Journal of Applied Psychology shows that overconfident leaders are more likely to ignore feedback, make poor decisions, and damage morale. Think about it. When leaders think they have all the answers, they stop listening. And when they stop listening, they stop learning. Nadella's success at Microsoft wasn't because he had all the answers. It was because he asked the right questions. He replaced Microsoft's know-it-all culture with a learn-it-all mindset. So, what is the call to action? Rethink how we choose leaders. Confidence and power don't always mean that leaders are going to be great leaders. Instead of looking for bold visionaries and people that aren't afraid, we should look for leaders who listen, learn, and empower their teams. If you're a leader or want to be a great leader, you should embrace humility. Next time you feel the pressure to have the answers, stop, ask your team, what do you think? You'll be amazed at how much stronger a team becomes when they feel heard. Because in the end of the day, the best leaders aren't the ones who know it all. They're the ones who are willing to learn. Also, a side note from the manuscript, companies such as Google, Apple, and just like Nike or big companies, they have these groups where they come together for an idea And yes, they have a leader, but usually why they're so successful is because the leader hears them out, sees what's the best product, and sees what they can do to help satisfy their customers and their loyal fan base. But thank you guys for listening to my TED Talk. I'm sorry. I know I'm not good at speeches, but thank you.